Update workflow from older version. We are now going to see how to update the devices from older version to the current available. The update procedure is pretty similar to the previous version. We differentiate between the starting point, that could be with, or without, an existing ABT site project. In case of a brand new project, that we call tool-free workflow, we have to firstly create the ABT site project. Then, upload all the discovered device into ABT site. In case, instead, we are going to update the devices from an already existing ABT site project, just open the project, and upload then the online data into ABT site. From that point, the following workflow it's the same for both cases. Check now if there are updates available, and, in case there are, then perform the update. Please note that, since this is a major system version update, by performing this action, the device will be fully cleared. Before to proceed to the next step, it's strongly recommend to clear the browser cache. This is a precaution due to a limitation of the browser itself, which is not able to correctly handle different FinStack versions. Once the firmware update has been completed, go to Engineering in Browser, where we will reintegrate the data points of the assigned devices. This update will be applied also to all the graphics and the other components in offline, because it is much faster than doing that online. Then we will check all the graphics and close the Engineering in Browser session. Go back to the ABT site, assign the devices again, since they have been cleared, and full load the configuration. Now let's put into practice what has just been anticipated, by considering we have already available an ABT site project. So, from the ABT site, open the project, and upload the device's configuration from startup. Once completed, go to Application and Device Overview. Then, on the top right side, click on Check for Updates. In a couple of seconds, the system recognizes if the devices are running with an older version than the last one. If it is so, then Update will appear in the Application Version column. So, click Update. The update window will summarize the information about the device you are going to update, including the current old running version, and the new one you are going to update to. How mentioned already during the workflow description, this is a system major update, and it is the base for the future updates. This is also the reason why, with this update, the device is going to be cleared. So, click on Update to proceed. After a couple of seconds, a confirmation message will be showed in the log below, and, if we start once more the check for updates, the suggestion will no longer appear for that device. Now from here, or even from the building structure, right-click on the device we just updated, and go to Engineering. Be sure the view is up to date by refreshing, and assign the devices. Be sure from now that the cache of the browser is cleared already, and then go to Engineering in Browser. Once the session is fully started, go to Settings and Data Point Integration. In case in the project there are external data point integration, be sure the option Integrate Data Points outside of building structure also is enabled. Click on Apply, then go to Tools and Data Point Integration. In case there was one or more customized templates, they needs to be updated. So, cache the devices are using the customized templates, then click on Advanced. For those templates, an Update button will be available. It is enough to click on that, and it will then disappear. If this will not happen, unfortunately that means the update of the template is not successfully completed, and this template needs to be recreated from scratch. Save now the updated template, then repeat the procedure for all the other customized templates, if there are. Then, select the devices and integrate. Once completed, close the page and check if all the graphics are correctly enabled or disabled. Go now to Settings. If there is not any third-party device in this project, go to Default Site Settings and be sure that this is hidden. This is useful to clean up the building hierarchy. It's even recommended to purge the alarm history to avoid any kind of mismatch for future reports. However, it's important to underline that the alarm history is no longer visible in offline engineering. We can now close the offline engineering session and go back to ABT site. Move on to startup, then connect the network, if not done before, and discover the devices. From the Discovered Devices list, right-click to the device and Update Firmware. Here we can browse the computer, finding the new firmware package. Or, if the firmware package is already available in the dedicated library folder, then just select proper type of device and select the firmware version. Confirm then with OK. This operation may require even 10 or 15 minutes, and, despite the operation is indicated as completed in the log and jobs view, it doesn't mean the device is already updated. Once the device is showed in the Discover Device list as unconfigured, operational, and the correct firmware version is indicated, then the operation is fully completed. So, select the device from the Engineered Device list, then assign. After the assignment, we can download the data by clicking on Load and Full. After this operation, the device needs some time to start up and settle up, so we recommend to wait about 15 minutes. The device is now up to date and ready to operate.